Alright YouTube, what is going on? It's Hightower 5000 here today, bringing you a recipe for disaster, defeating the Culinaromancer quest guide. The quest requirements for this quest are must have completed all the subquests in Recipe for Disaster. So the items you'll require for this quest are ice gloves. That's a guarantee. You need that to defeat one of the bosses. Best armor possible and also your best weapon. Now you can bring multiple combat styles. What I did is I brought range and melee, but you can get away with either using range or magic. Using melee alone won't work because you do get frozen at times. You then want to bring your best food such as rocktails or sharks. Bring a superset or an overload if you have that, and any combat orientated auras that would help you out. And then one final note, prayer does not work in any of this at all, so do not bother bringing any prayer pots or any super prayer restores. Once you're ready, you want to make your way to Lumbridge Castle Kitchen. Once you arrive at the quest start point, you want to enter through into the dining room. You would have remembered when you completed your last subquest, whatever that was, that Culinaromancer went through the portal, and that's what we're going to do now. So one or two things before we get started. There are 6 bosses in total. I'm level 126 combat with quite good stats, as you can see, so I shouldn't struggle with this. I realise a lot of people doing this quest though do it at a much earlier stage, so you might struggle a wee bit. As long as you've got range or magic though, you should be fine. 1 or 2 rules: if you somehow do die, which you really shouldn't die because you should have a one-click teleport, and also when we're in the arena you can actually go ahead and place yourself beside a portal, so in case you do get hit down to very low health you can just go ahead and exit very quickly. Your gravestone will appear round about here just beside the portal. If for some reason one of the bosses you land up using about half your food, you can actually go ahead and leave and get more food. It's like a checkpoint system. Once you've done a boss, that's it done, and when you go back through the portal next time it'll just be the next boss. Now the bosses spawn back to back, so there's no real break. You do need to watch out. 1 or 2 of the bosses do drain your stats. That's why we do have some form of super. I've got an overload and I've also got a restore with me as well. So with everything explained, I'm now going to go through the portal. The gypsy will then try and stop you, but just try again and go through the portal, and this time we'll go through. So we're basically going to get in, we're going to go for a wee bit of dialogue and you'll be straight into the first fight. One thing to note, go ahead and activate any auras that you have, and then go ahead and drink a super or whatever boosting potions you have. First fight is Agrithnana. Basically, Agrithnana will use melee when in a close enough range, and then will use Fire Blast if you are further away. Range is the most effective to kill, however it doesn't really matter which one you go for. The next one is Flambeed. Flambeed, ice gloves must be worn for this fight, but as I said at the start, you should have them on for the whole thing. Using water spells or range is probably the most effective thing to go with, but again, you really shouldn't struggle with it too much. One note, there is food on the floor which you can go ahead and pick up if you are struggling. So the next fight is Caramel. Caramel does drain your stats. Caramel does do this very slowly, so if you're fast enough in killing Caramel then you shouldn't have a difficulty. However, you might need to use a restore or go ahead and drink out of one of your supers. It's recommended to kill her with melee. However, again, you can go ahead and use range or magic. Magic, however, doesn't deal too much damage in this case. The next fight is Desert. Desert, the best thing probably doing is using range. Range seems to be the best. You might also need to go ahead and drink some restores because again, Desert can drain your stats. However, again, if you are quick enough then you should just be able to kill him, no problem. The next fight is Gala Tinoth Mother. Basically you can deal damage by what colour the monster is. You can just go ahead and use melee, which I simply do. However, if you want to maximise all your attack, then when the mother is white you want to use a wind spell, when blue a water spell, when orange a melee attack, and that's when you'll be able to do the melee damage. Brown, earth spell, red, fire spell, and then green you can do a range attack. Basically the windows are at least 10 seconds long, and as you'll see here, when it gets to orange I'm able to deal quite a lot of damage quite easy. The mother also doesn't hit very high as well. Yes, I have a high defense, but in general the mother doesn't hit very high, so you're fortunate enough that you could probably go ahead and just wait for, like me, orange to come up. You can probably just withstand all the attack through all the cycles until it reaches the colour you want. Once she gets to green, she then repeats the cycle, so it's basically a 6 colour cycle which will just repeat through it until you kill her. The final fight is Culinaromancer himself. Basically he has little to no defense, which is very good. However, he can hit over 200, though your health points should be quite large, so 200 really isn't much. It's honestly a 2-hit fight. You can go ahead and use anything you want, there's nothing better. and then once you've done that, that will be all the fighting complete. And there we go, that is it. So congratulations, you've defeated the Culinaromancer. You're rewarded with 1 quest point, a 20,000 XP lamp, full access to the Culinaromancer's chest, which is down in the basement, and also 2 treasure hunter keys. Thank you very much for watching this quest guide. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe. If you are new around here, go down into the description below, check out my other quest playlist series where I'm sure I'll be able to help you out with another quest. And that's all for this video. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Hightower 5000 and I'm out. Adios.